Hello, my name is Kevin Scarborough. I'm attempting to show telnetting. Telnetting from R4 to R3 in our GNS topology. Both routers 3 and 4 have gigabit 00 interfaces set up with the IP addresses shown on the screen. They're both in a 24-bit network, both in the same subnet. So I'm going to start on the console of the router 4. I'm going to go into enable mode and I'm going to type telnet, and I'm going to type the address of router 3's gigabit 00 interface. Instantly refused by host. We're refused by host and I'm not sure why, but so let's go ahead and go over to router 3 and see why we're having this issue. Enable mode. We're going to do a show run command. And we're going to take a look. We can definitely see the interface gig 00 is set up with the correct IP address and in the correct subnet. And then we look at line VTY. There's no login, no password, and no transport input set up. So this is a relatively easy thing. I also noticed when we looked at the show run, there is no enabled password. So those are things we are going to have to set up to allow telnet to take place. So we go into global configuration mode. Let's look at line VTY. And let's go ahead and type login. And we automatically get a error message here, login disabled until password is set, and that's pretty self-explanatory. So let's go ahead and set a password first. Password, and then the name of our password, or the password. This is unencrypted at this point, so it would show up, and we'll go ahead and talk about encryption here in just a little bit. And then we want to do login, and then we want to look at transport input. And if you hit the question mark going there, you can see a lot of different options. We are only really concerned with telnet at this point, but we're going to go ahead and just do, we'll do telnet. So now we are only allowing telnets into this router. So let's exit out of here. Let's look at the show run. Oops. Since I'm in global configuration, I'll have to do show run. You still see we do not have an enabled password set on this router, and we now show that we have a password, and that's what I was talking about. It was non-encrypted when we set it up like that. I'll show that we can log in, and our import login is going to be telnet. Well, let's go ahead and set a password. In global configuration mode, enable password, and then the password. I'm trying to keep it pretty simple. Obviously, Cisco would not be a good password for an enterprise environment. So let's exit out. And we could also go, just to show you. Oh, that's so annoying. Let's fix that while we're in this. The logging message is jumping up and messing it up what you're trying to type. Super easy to fix. Go back to global configuration mode. We'll go to line console 0. And it's logging synchronous. Boom. Now that will no longer mess up. It'll repopulate the new line as soon as we get a login message. Again, exit out. And if we just want to take a look at our VTY lines, we could always do the bar command, and it would just literally pop up that. Or we could do, make sure we have all our passwords set up. There we go. No service password encryption, basically stating that none of our passwords are encrypted. Enable password is shown, and our password of our VTY is shown. Since we're on the subject, let's enable service password encryption. Now, when we do show run, all our passwords will be encrypted. That way it kind of stops the over-the-shoulder attack. Okay, we should be pretty much set up to go ahead and telnet in. And we are going to telnet in from router 4 to change our host name to router 3 on router 3. So let's go to the console on router 4. Boom, made it right through. It's asking for our password. This is going to be our BTY password. Now that we're inside, we're going to go into enable mode, and it's asking for our enable password. And now that we're in there, we go to global configuration mode, and we could type host name R3. And we could see that it's done that. So let's go ahead and do a do show run just to take a look. Hostname R3. There's our enable hostname R3. There's our enable password with service password encryption. Logging synchronous setup. So our logging message will not mess up what we're typing. Of course, if you just kept continuing typing, didn't look at the screen, it wouldn't make a difference. And our password login and import set up to go. All right. Hopefully this will help somebody with some telnetting. Thank you for watching.